Hey, what's up? This is Corey Graham with HFS Outdoors. Today we're going to be mounting a Lowrance Elite 3X fish finder onto my Ascend FS12T fishing kayak. We're going to start by doing the battery box so that we have some kind of power source, and then we're going to move outside to the kayak, do an In Hull Transducer.
Start out by taking a 1/2 inch drill bit and drilling straight through the center of your battery box as you see here. Then take the PG7 cable gland, slip that through your hole, and slip the wires through it. Don't tighten the wires in yet because you still have to work with it. Then you need to strip the cables just a little bit and crimp down your female spade onto your wire. I just took a regular sponge, but you could use almost anything. Cut some sections to fit down in your box and secure that battery in. Mounting the fish finder is really up to preference where you want it, how you want it. I found for the FS12T, the best spot was right there on the hatch. So once you've decided where to mount it, whether it be the hatch or wherever, go ahead, mark your holes, drill them, and if you're like me, go ahead and goop the bolts, the underside of it, I mean everything. I marine goop everything to keep it watertight. Then I went ahead and used the same 1/2 inch drill bit to drill for my plastic cable gland. And I just wallowed it out a little bit until threaded into the plastic to make it a nice tight seal with goop everywhere. Take what's left of your sponge, put your transducer on it, take a Sharpie and just outline around it. And go ahead and cut that outline out so that the transducer will fit a little wiggle room around it, right in the center of that sponge. Then go ahead and take a light grit sandpaper and just rough up the spot where you plan on mounting your transducer. And take your sponge, put a nice bead all the way around of the silicone, and stick it right where you want it. Make sure you clean that spot after sanding it. Then let that sit up for the required amount of time. Using the caulk gun with the silicone, I spread an even layer of silicone on the inside of that sponge where the transducer will sit. You got to try to be very careful and make sure you don't get any air bubbles in it. Then you want to gently put the transducer down in it. Wiggle it a little bit just to try to get any air bubbles out. Then let it set for 24 hours. Take your 2 power leads coming from the Lowrance, and I used butt splices and crimped them together with the connection to the battery box. I also used a little bit of heat shrink just to give it a nice insulated feel to it. And that's pretty much how I did it. Thanks for checking this out and tuning in. I'll have a list and some links down in the description of what all I used. And if you want to see more how-tos and fishing videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. This is Yak Savage, out.